Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other socials for more. Enjoy. His 22nd birthday marked a pivotal moment in his life. As he donned his cap and gown, ready to walk across the stage and receive his hard-earned diploma, he couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary was about to happen. After the ceremony, surrounded by the beaming faces of his family, he checked his phone on a whim. His eyes widened as he saw the notification from the State Lottery Commission. With trembling fingers, he opened the message, his heart pounding in his chest. The words on the screen seemed to dance before his eyes. "Congratulations! You are the winner of the $50 million jackpot!" For a moment, he stood frozen, unable to process the magnitude of what had just occurred. His mother noticed his shocked expression and asked, "What's wrong, honey?" He looked up, a dazed smile spreading across his face. "Mom, Dad, I think we need to sit down for this." In the days that followed, his life became a whirlwind of financial advisors, lawyers, and press conferences. He made sure his family was taken care of first, setting up trust funds and paying off debts. But as the dust began to settle, he found himself yearning for something else, a place where he could be truly himself, away from the prying eyes of the world. That's when he stumbled upon the listing for a secluded property nestled in the rolling hills of a quiet rural area. The moment he saw it, he knew it was perfect. A sprawling ranch-style house surrounded by acres of lush forest and meadows, with a winding creek cutting through the property. It was a haven, a place where he could finally explore the parts of himself he'd kept hidden for so long. The day he moved in, the air was thick with the scent of pine and wildflowers. As he unloaded the last of his boxes from the moving truck, he noticed a figure approaching from the neighboring property. A woman with long auburn hair tied back in a loose braid, wearing faded jeans and a flannel shirt, walked towards him with a warm smile. "Welcome to the neighborhood," she called out, extending her hand. "I'm Alyssa." He wiped his palm on his jeans before shaking her hand. "Nice to meet you, Alyssa. I'm the new owner." Alyssa's eyes twinkled with curiosity. "Well, it's about time someone moved in here. This place has been empty for far too long. Need any help settling in?" He hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "Actually, I could use a hand with some of these boxes, if you don't mind." As they worked together, carrying boxes and unpacking, Alyssa regaled him with stories about the area, the best hiking trails, the local farmers market, and the quirky characters that made up their small community. Her easygoing nature and genuine warmth made him feel instantly at ease. Over the next few weeks, he threw himself into making the house his own. He painted the walls in soft, soothing colors and filled the rooms with comfortable furniture. But it was in the privacy of his bedroom that he truly began to express himself. One evening, after Alyssa had left following a shared dinner, he stood before the full-length mirror in his room. With trembling hands, he opened a box he'd kept hidden in the back of his closet. Inside were items he'd collected in secret over the years. He slipped on a pale blue sundress, reveling in the feel of the soft fabric against his skin. As he twirled before the mirror, watching the skirt billow out around him, he felt a sense of rightness that he'd never experienced before. This was who he was meant to be. From that night on, he began to dress in feminine clothing more frequently, always careful to change back into his usual attire before venturing outside or receiving visitors. But as the days passed, he found himself longing to share this part of himself with someone. It was Alyssa who inadvertently discovered his secret. She had stopped by one afternoon, a basket of fresh vegetables from her garden in hand. He had been so engrossed in a book, curled up on the sofa in a floral print dress, that he didn't hear her knock. When she called out and let herself in, as had become their custom, he froze, panic rising in his chest. Alyssa stopped short in the doorway, her eyes widening in surprise. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then, to his amazement, Alyssa's face softened into a gentle smile. "Well, she said, setting the basket down on the coffee table. "That dress looks lovely on you. The color really brings out your eyes." He felt tears welling up, overwhelmed by her acceptance. You're not freaked out?" Alyssa sat down beside him, taking his hand in hers. "Honey, I've lived long enough to know that people come in all shapes, sizes, and flavors. What matters is what's in your heart, and I know you have a beautiful one." From that day forward, their friendship deepened. Alyssa became his confidant, offering support and advice as he continued to explore his identity. She helped him shop for clothes online, giggling with him over the latest fashion trends and teaching him the finer points of makeup application. As his birthday approached once again, Alyssa hinted that she had a special surprise planned. On the morning of his 23rd birthday, she arrived at his door with a large, beautifully wrapped box. "Happy birthday, sweetie," she said, placing the gift in his hands. "I hope this helps you feel more like yourself." With trembling fingers, he unwrapped the present. Inside was a stunning emerald green cocktail dress, along with matching shoes and accessories. He looked up at Alyssa, tears glistening in his eyes. "Alyssa, I don't know what to say. This is incredible." She pulled him into a warm embrace. "You deserve to feel beautiful and confident. Now go try it on. I want to see how it looks." He disappeared into his bedroom, emerging a few minutes later in the dress. The fabric felt right, and the color made his skin glow. Alyssa clapped her hands in delight. "Oh, darling, you look absolutely breathtaking. How do you feel?" He twirled, watching the skirt flare out around him. "I feel free, like I'm finally me." Alyssa's eyes shone with pride and something else, something warmer, deeper. "You know," she said softly, "I've always thought you were beautiful, inside and out. But seeing you like this, so happy and confident, it takes my breath away." Their eyes met, and in that moment, something shifted between them. He took a step closer, his heart pounding. "Alyssa, I think I'm falling in love with you." She reached out, gently cupping his face in her hands. "Oh, sweetheart, I think I've been falling in love with you since the day we met." When they finally pulled apart, both were smiling, their eyes shining with joy and promise. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in vibrant hues of pink and orange, they sat on the porch swing hand in hand. Alyssa rested her head on his shoulder, and he marveled at how perfectly they fit together. "So," Alyssa said, a hint of playfulness in her voice, "have you thought about a name? For when you're dressed like this, I mean?" He pondered for a moment, then smiled. "I've always liked the name Emma. What do you think?" Alyssa lifted her head, meeting his gaze with a warm smile. "Emma, it's beautiful, just like you." As they sat there, watching the stars emerge in the darkening sky, now Emma, felt a sense of peace wash over her. For the first time in her life, she felt truly seen and accepted for who she was. With Alyssa by her side, she knew she could face whatever challenges lay ahead. The next few months were a whirlwind of self-discovery and growth. Emma began to explore her feminine identity more openly, venturing out in public dressed as herself with Alyssa's unwavering support. They started with short trips to nearby towns where no one knew them, gradually building Emma's confidence. One sunny Saturday, they decided to attend a farmer's market in a neighboring county. Emma chose a flowing maxi dress in shades of blue and purple, paired with comfortable sandals and a wide-brimmed sun hat. As they walked hand in hand among the stalls, sampling local produce and artisanal goods, Emma felt a sense of freedom she'd never experienced before. An elderly vendor selling handmade jewelry called out to them. "What a lovely couple you two make. Would you like to try on some of my pieces, dear?" she asked, gesturing to Emma. For a moment, Emma tensed, afraid of being clocked, but the woman's smile was genuine, her eyes kind. With a deep breath, Emma stepped forward. "I'd love to," she said, her voice soft but steady. As she tried on delicate necklaces and sparkling earrings, Emma caught sight of her reflection in a small mirror on the stall. The person looking back at her was radiant, confident, and undeniably feminine. She turned to Alyssa, who was watching her with adoration. "What do you think of this one?" Emma asked, holding up a pendant with a beautifully crafted butterfly. Alyssa's eyes sparkled. "It's perfect, a symbol of transformation and new beginnings." They left the market with the butterfly necklace and hearts full of joy. That evening, as they sat on the porch of Emma's house, watching the sunset, Alyssa turned to her with a serious expression. "Emma, I've been thinking, we've been taking these wonderful day trips, but have you ever considered going on a real vacation? As yourself?" Emma's heart raced at the idea. I don't know. That seems like such a big step." Alyssa took her hand, squeezing it gently. "I know it's scary, but think about it. We could go somewhere neither of us has been before. Somewhere you can just be you, without any baggage or preconceptions." The idea took root in Emma's mind, growing more appealing by the day. After much discussion and planning, they decided on a trip to a small, LGBT-friendly coastal town known for its artistic community and laid-back atmosphere. As they packed for the trip, Emma felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. Alyssa, ever perceptive, noticed her nervous energy. "Hey," she said softly, wrapping her arms around Emma from behind. "Remember, I'll be right there with you every step of the way, and if at any point you feel uncomfortable, we can always come home. No pressure." Emma leaned back into Alyssa's embrace, drawing strength from her presence. "I know. Thank you for being so amazing through all of this." The drive to the coast was filled with excited chatter and sing-alongs to their favorite songs. As they approached the town, Emma felt her nervousness give way to anticipation. The ocean came into view, a vast expanse of blue stretching to the horizon. Their rental cottage was a charming little bungalow just a short walk from the beach. As they unpacked, Emma couldn't help but marvel at the collection of feminine clothes that now made up her wardrobe. Sundresses, skirts, blouses, and even a couple of swimsuits, all chosen with care and excitement for this new chapter in her life. That evening, they decided to explore the town. Emma chose a pretty wrap dress in a soft floral print paired with comfortable sandals. As they walked down the main street, hand in hand, she was struck by how natural it felt. No one gave them a second glance. They were just another couple enjoying a romantic getaway. They found a cozy restaurant with outdoor seating overlooking the ocean. As they perused the menu, their waiter approached with a warm smile. "Good evening, ladies. Can I start you off with some drinks?" Emma felt a thrill at being addressed as a woman without hesitation. She ordered a glass of white wine, her voice clear and confident. As they enjoyed their meal, watching the sun sink into the sea in a blaze of orange and pink, Emma felt a profound sense of peace. She reached across the table, taking Alyssa's hand in hers. "Thank you," she said softly, "for everything. For accepting me, for supporting me, for loving me. I don't know where I'd be without you." Alyssa's eyes shimmered with emotion. "Oh, Emma, loving you is the easiest, most natural thing in the world. You're extraordinary, and I'm so proud of how far you've come." The next day, they decided to brave the beach. Emma had been both excited and terrified at the prospect of wearing a swimsuit in public. She'd chosen a modest one-piece with a little skirt, but still felt vulnerable as they made their way down to the shore. As they set up their beach umbrella and towels, Emma scanned the crowded beach nervously, but no one paid them any mind. Families played in the surf, couples lounged on blankets, and kids built sandcastles. Alyssa, sensing her tension, gave her hand a squeeze. How about a walk along the water? They strolled hand in hand along the edge of the surf, letting the cool water wash over their feet. Emma gradually felt herself relax, enjoying the warmth of the sun on her skin and the salty breeze in her hair. As they walked, they passed a group of women around their age playing volleyball. One of them waved, calling out, "Hey, we need 2 more players. Want to join?" Emma hesitated, but Alyssa gave her an encouraging nod. "Sure, we'd love to," she called back. For the next hour, they laughed and played, the game more about fun than competition. Emma found herself thoroughly enjoying the camaraderie, the simple joy of being included as one of the girls. After the game, as they were saying goodbye to their new acquaintances, one of the women said, "We're having a bonfire here tonight if you two want to join. Bring some drinks and snacks if you like." Emma and Alyssa exchanged a look of excitement. "We'll be there," Alyssa replied. That evening, they returned to the beach, arms laden with supplies for the bonfire. Emma had chosen a cute boho-style maxi dress and wrapped a light shawl around her shoulders to ward off the evening chill. The bonfire was already blazing when they arrived, casting a warm glow on the faces gathered around it. They were welcomed with smiles and introductions, quickly drawn into the circle of new friends. As the night wore on, filled with laughter, stories, and the strumming of an acoustic guitar, Emma felt a sense of belonging she'd never experienced before. Here, under the vast, starry sky, with the rhythm of the waves in the background and Alyssa's hand in hers, she was simply herself, accepted and celebrated. Later, as they walked back to their cottage, sand between their toes and the taste of salt on their lips, Emma turned to Alyssa. I think I'm ready to live like this full time when we get home. To be Emma always, not just in private or on vacations." Alyssa's face lit up with joy. She pulled Emma close as kissing her. When they parted, both were a little breathless. "I'm so proud of you," Alyssa whispered. "And I'll be right beside you every step of the way." As they fell asleep that night, tangled in each other's arms, Emma felt a sense of excitement for the future. She knew there would be challenges ahead, telling her family, navigating the complexities of transitioning, facing potential discrimination. But with Alyssa by her side and the strength she'd discovered within herself, she felt ready to embrace her true identity fully. The rest of their vacation passed in a blissful blur of beach days, exploring quaint shops and cozy evenings. Emma grew more comfortable in her skin with each passing day, her confidence blossoming like a flower in the sun. On their last night in town, they returned to the restaurant where they'd had their first dinner. This time, Emma wore a sleek black dress, her hair styled in soft waves. As they were led to their table, she noticed several appreciative glances from other diners. Not because they'd clocked her as trans, but simply because she looked stunning. "You're going to change lives, Emma," she said, raising her glass in a toast, "to new beginnings and a future filled with love and acceptance." As they clinked glasses, Emma felt a surge of emotion. "I couldn't have done any of this without you, Alyssa. You've been my rock, my cheerleader, my everything." Alyssa reached across the table, taking Emma's hand in hers. "And you've been mine. You've shown me what true courage looks like, what it means to be authentically yourself no matter the obstacles. I fall more in love with you every day." Emma's heart swelled with love and gratitude. In that moment, she knew with absolute certainty that this was just the beginning of their journey together, a journey of love, growth, and endless possibilities. As they drove home the next day, the car packed with souvenirs and hearts full of memories, Emma felt a sense of anticipation rather than dread. She was returning not to a life of hiding, but to a future where she could finally be her true self. The familiar landscape of their rural community came into view, and Emma took a deep breath. "I'm nervous," she admitted, "but I'm ready." Alyssa squeezed her hand. "Remember, we're in this together. Always." As they pulled up to Emma's house, their house now, really, given how much time Alyssa spent there, Emma made a decision. Instead of changing into male clothes as she'd done in the past, she stepped out of the car in a pretty sundress, her hair flowing freely in the breeze. Their neighbor, Mr. Johnson, was out mowing his lawn. He waved as they got out of the car, then did a double take. Emma steeled herself for his reaction. To her surprise, Mr. Johnson simply smiled and called out, "Welcome back, ladies. Hope you had a good trip." Emma felt tears of relief and joy prick her eyes. "We did. Thank you," she called back, her voice clear and confident. As they unloaded the car, Emma felt a weight lift from her shoulders. This was her home, her community, and she was finally free to be herself. That evening, as they sat on the porch swing, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant hues, Emma turned to Alyssa. "Move in with me," she said softly. "Officially, I mean. This house has always felt more like a home when you're here." Alyssa's face lit up with joy. "Yes," she whispered, pulling Emma close. 1,000 times yes. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more wonderful content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.